Yes, people, we're here, episode 4, Rebuilding the NWA, and we are currently booking Power. We're on the road to Into the Fire, our second pay-per-view. And yeah, we are on an internet subscription site and YouTube. So we say TV deal, but it's not really a TV deal, but it is what it is. We've got a lot of stuff to get into. Jonathan Gresham making his debut. Um, Getting onto Ace Austin, and that's going to be heating up. Obviously, we've got new people who are going to be coming into the roster and things like that. I know episode 3 there was only one power booking, but hopefully we'll get a bit more progress in this episode. Creative energy, glad we got some points there. Likely to succeed, I'm happy with that. Gimmick idea, safe bet, I'm happy with that, and we'll use that at Into the Fire. And yeah, that's it. Let's book the show. So Kerry Morton versus Trevor Murdoch. Poor ratings really in the ring all round. 41 segment rating. Brother Greatness did some good work at ringside. Obviously, we signed him. He was on the list of rising stars, but nobody knows who he is. Um, but I put him with Kerry Morton, but they're an awkward pair and they have no chemistry. Um, but it is what it is. So I'll find someone else to pair him with. Bunny made a debut. Initial rating are good for her gimmick. Poor segment rating, 36 is just not good enough. Melina debuts as Metallic's mouthpiece. She's interviewed by Kayla Becker. ACH accompanied by a debuting Maria Kanellis. They get into a scrap with Metallic and Melina. 52 segment rating. I think that's good. The Foundation, which is Fred Yehi and Michael Oku against Zion and Adam Priest. We've created 2 new tag teams here. AJ Lee or AJ Mendez, she is now managing the Foundation, but maybe I'll just have her managing Michael Oku because clearly her and Fred Yehi, since it's an awkward pairing, that's not going to work because they have no chemistry whatsoever. Layla Hirsch has self-doubt about if she's championship material or not. Ron Killings appears and says he's seen a lot of her. He tells a few jokes to lighten the mood. He tells her he will arrange an opportunity for her tonight to right her wrongs and he'll be there at ringside. So Ron Killings has debuted and he's got initial rating of great. Um, Layla Hirsch was underwhelming. But Ron Killings, real star of the segment, 69 rated segment, benefited from being flavour of the month. Brother Greatness was just kind of made a cameo appearance just to get him on TV a bit more and up his rating. But the crowd heat is very hot. And yeah, we'll use that going forward. Janai Kai beat La Rosa Negra by submission, 35 rating. La Rosa Negra 30 off her game. It's poor all round. Crowd rating was 19. They weren't into it because there was no story behind it. But yeah. Ivelisse attacks Diamante, 48 segment rating, so it's better than the last one. But La Rosa Negra again, I'm still thinking about it. In About That Good Wrestling, Colby Carino defeated Akam's debut. He was on a one-night deal. We're continuing with Colby Carino, just beating people who are more popular than him, just to build him up as a star. 46 segment rating. CJ Perry announces the agency. She is in the NWA to manage the best talent. She says we are the agency. She says hello to EC3 watching from home after Blake beat you so badly they had to call the match. So that was from last week, where the match got called off. These guys are getting released completely. I'm getting released. I'm releasing like all of them. 29, 28, 28, 27. It's just poor. It's just poor. Have them defend the tag titles. Let the ill-begotten have a match so I can just see what they're like in ring. And they're just terrible, so we get rid of them. The agency beat the Country Gentlemen after AR Fox pinned AJ Kazana with the audition. 34 segment rating. The Country Gentlemen. They're bringing it down. Bringing it down. So, and then we get to the last segment. Gresham goes Ace Austin about attacking him last week. He puts the challenge forward for Into the Fire. Gresham versus Austin for the NWA title. Ace isn't impressed. He asked Gresham if he couldn't get any other work and decided to take up the $30 to appear and mess with him. Ace says you don't just show up and demand shots, you prove yourself and work your way up. Only then will you see me at Into the Fire. Gresham says no problem. Tonight you'll see me work. And Maurice debuts and she is now the new manager of Ace Austin. And commentary quality lifted the segment because I've got a new commentator in as well. and a segment rating of 44. Crowd's still very hot. I mean, it's okay, but it is what it is. Layla Hirsch beats Big Swole. Good performance from Layla Hirsch. Big Swole was more popular, so we put Layla Hirsch over. The Timebreaker 30 segment rating isn't good, but Ron Killings, I guess, added something to the match. Kenzie says Killer Kelly may have just about beaten my sister Kylie. Kylie is the one that has Kelly off TV, worried about her wrist. Kenzie says a lot of people are flooding into the NWA, so she has to make sure she has everything in order. So she has had some discussions, and she'd like to introduce the world to her and Kylie's new manager, Soraya. Soraya cuts a scathing promo on Killer Kelly and the women's locker room. She's truly arrived in NWA. Initial rating are great. Segment rating 49 is good. Killer Kelly is out with a wrist injury, and Soraya got the bonus of being an amazing heel. Good commentary again. So we've kind of fixed the commentary issue. So I'm happy all round. In about that great wrestling, Jonathan Gresham beat Silas Mason with a figure four leg lock. 57 rating, 60 in ring performance from Jonathan Gresham. And that's exactly why we brought him in. There's no story to this, so the crowd rating is 29, but the segment rating being 57 is top draw. Mike Chioda also adding a bonus to the match, just because he's a quality referee. Overall rating 53, showing increased popularity in 18 regions. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. The size of our company being tiny, getting a 53 is good. 8,151 loss in total. But yeah, I mean, everything's good. Everything seems healthy financially, and we're investing well. And we've gone up to 31 in the southeast, and it's good because at the end of the day, um, once we get to 35, we'll then become a small company, and then we can start doing exclusive rights, exclusive contracts, I believe. So, it's good for us. So that was NWA Power. Good show, lots of debuts. Layla Hirsch, let's check her popularity and see if it increased. I mean, that's why we had her against Big Swole. Popularity's gone to 30, which is good. Um, Obviously, we're still in the first month, so it's not going to show the difference. But when she arrived, I think her popularity was 20 or in the low 20s. Um, so, 26,840 viewers. That's good. Independent Wrestling TV, I guess, just in our best viewers. So I'm happy with them. 163 in attendance. Jonathan Gresham, I can't get over this, but Silas Mason at 34, I don't know if I'm happy with that. I'm not happy with it. I do know. Caleb Braxton is the new announcer. Maria Kanellis and Melina. It's just more star power and recognizable names and people that people remember. Metalik needed a manager because they're not a very good talker either. The Foundation defeated Full Force. That's one of the things we've had to do. We've had to fix our tag team division and get some tag teams in, more credible tag teams, because the ones that were on the roster already, the Slime Balls and what's their names? I can't remember their names. Oh yeah, the Ill Begotten. It's just terrible. Low 30s, 20s, late 20s. It's not good enough. So we've got AR Fox and Blake Christian in. The agency, they're managed by CJ Perry, and their finisher is the audition. So that's good. But Michael Oku and Fred Yehi as a tag team just add some legitimacy, to the tag division. AJ Kazana and Casey Kazana, these are just not good enough ratings for where we're going to go. Yes, they only had little time, but these are the guys that we need to release. If I'm being honest, it's just not. It's just not workable. It's not good enough. They're not even good enough to be enhancement talent. If I'm being honest. Swole 34 is not someone we're going to bring in permanently in the roster. I remember her from her AEW days. I can't remember who her husband is. Um, he's a wrestler as well. But yeah, but that was a show. I think it's a good power from what I've seen, and it's all about learning about your roster, and we've learned a lot so far. So we've mentioned about rebuilding the tag division, full force. We've got Rage Inc., the agency, the foundation. So Fred Yehi, Michael Oku, they've got that experience of one, because I wanted to try them, but not miss out on a point of experience by just trying them, see if they work, and then doing the tag team. So we've got them, the foundation, Rage Inc., which is Janai Kai and um, Killer Kelly. We've also got um, Dominic. Is it Dominic Carini? And he with Kevin Koo, who at the moment is injured, but he will be a tag team as well. So there's more tag teams coming in. Violence Forever, that's the one. Page Sisters, obviously. I don't know why they weren't already listed as one. But yeah, the Slime Balls are not good enough. But we've got the agency, Full Force, the Foundation, Violence Forever. We've created the Southern, which is Silas Mason and Kerry Morton, but I don't know how long they're going to remain on the roster for. But we're starting to build that tag division and making it important, which makes sense for when we get to things like, the Crockett Cup, which we don't want to just include nonsense tag teams. We need to have good wrestling, and good wrestling gets you the higher ratings. So as long as the wrestling's good, everything else can follow. Um, so we're rebuilding the tag division very well. Cam, who made his like one night appearance for us, um, who was part of Authors of Pain. We may just bring in them as a tag team as well. The Audition as the agency's finisher. Rage Inc. have Hostile Acquisition as their finisher name. So yeah, we're rebuilding this tag division. We got rid of the women's titles, and we've only got two women's tag teams at the moment. So later down the line, we'll probably think about building the women's tag division. So let's get straight into booking our next episode of NWA Power. Everything's good, everything's set, everything's ready to go. So yeah, let's go with it. Let's go with it. We got stacked show today. So ACH and Diamante defeat Metalik and Ivelisse. No, they drew actually. Sorry, I don't even know why I read that. Or I said that. Diamante 38 is disappointing again. Joe Galley and Alex Kozlov are awkward pairing together on commentary. So that's something obviously we got to address. And we need to try and bring in more people on commentary to basically stop that from happening. But Maria Kanellis did good work at ringside. And it's 50 is a good way to open a show. Commentary again is an issue. Daisy Kill, Colby Carino. Colby Carino wins, but Daisy Kill 26. He's got to get off the show. Ace Austin and Maurice say they appreciate Gresham's effort to impress. Ace says he has his full attention, but tonight Tom Latimer said he held the belt for so long, defending it so well that he should not be completely out of the picture despite his loss to Ace. So tonight, Tom Latimer versus Jonathan Gresham, winner gets a shot at the title at Into the Fire. 53 segment rating, which I'm happy about. Michael Oku defeats Zion with a lowdown 42. Zion and CJ Perry do not click. CJ Perry will no longer be his manager then. 36 in the ring for Zion. I mean, I'm not really happy with that. Rage Inc. versus the Page Sisters. Kylie Page pinned Janai Kai over Code Kylie. And Soraya distracted Janai Kai. Kylie was the weakest link, 25. That's really, 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 really bad rating. Really bad rating. And Dan Lambert and Killer Kelly are an awkward pairing, so we'll stop that one. Priscilla Kelly is interviewed about Layla's quest to face her for the title. Ron Killings intervenes and talks up Layla Hirsch. Priscilla shows no interest until Layla comes into shot. Priscilla says Layla must stop following her around, looking for attention, and drafting in a WWE wash-up goofball to try and convince her. Now she has the title, she won't let it go. No matter how much Layla chases or Ron Killings stalks her. Ron says, I haven't stalked you. I'm just making you aware that Layla's ready. This conversation ends now. She'll give her a shot at Into the Fire. 61 segment rating. Ron Killings being excellent again. And yeah, some good segment hosting by Kayla Becker. So we've set that match up for Into the Fire. Not too much build, nothing too complicated. But yeah, we're getting Priscilla Kelly on the card and getting that title defended. So I'm happy with that. Slime Balls versus the Agency. Blake Christian pinned Tommy Rant with the Audition. Agency win the NWA Tag Team titles. 35 segment rating. Slime Balls are going to get released. That's going to be their last showing. EC3 appears with a chair, halting title celebrations. He lays out the agency and tells Blake Christian this is payback. 38 rating on that segment. Absolutely anything that's involved EC3 so far has been a 30 rated segment, and I think we're going to call time on this. So we have an alliance title for women's and men's to go across all the different companies within our alliance and defend it. this Fantastico guy won the title when I was going to put it on Ricky Knight Jr. But I decided to just put them all in a match and give the belt to Ricky Knight Jr. 19 from Fantastico, which is why I didn't want him to have the belt in the first place. It was an opportunity to use Brian Idol, Kenny O'Crapper, and 30. He's terrible. Um, and yeah, James Storm and the rest done okay, but Ricky Knight wins the NWA Alliance World title, and that will hopefully get him some popularity across the regions. Storm and Kendrick were one night only deals just to get Ricky Knight over. Soraya introduces the world to her brother and says she got him the match tonight and he delivered. House of Page runs the show. And this is the new faction. Kenzie Page, Kylie Page, Soraya, Page, and her brother. Kerry Morton versus Tyler Breeze. Tyler Breeze makes defense number one of the national heavyweight title. Kerry Morton 34 rated. So no, I thought we could get a better opponent for Into the Fire. And Kerry Morton has proved to me that he's not ready. Valentino Rossi did some good work at ringside, so I'm happy with that. Segment rating 44. Elliot Sexton makes his debut and he cuts a promo. They cut a promo on each other, and that's going to be the title match for Into the Fire. Jonathan Gresham defeated Tom Latham over Octopus Stretch. 60 rated from Jonathan Gresham, and Tom Latham over 28. He's got to get released. 52 overall rating, increased in popularity over 7 regions. Over 180 people in attendance. I mean, I'm happy with that show. I am happy with that show. Overall lost 9,000. It's still peanuts compared to what we got. So we're doing well. We're still investing. We're doing okay. And I think I'm getting excited coming up to this pay-per-view. Popularity recap. Well, it's all in Canada. But I think we need to start trying to get higher ratings. But I think the pay-per-view will do a lot for us. And trying to reach our goal and get into a medium-sized company. So we've got a faction called House of Page with all the pages. Ricky Knight's won the title. Kerry Morton, I didn't want him to have a poor performance on pay-per-view. So, we decided to just have a title defense on TV, which will probably make good for viewing, and we'll just get him a new opponent. And we got Elliot Sexton, who used to be in NXT, I believe. So we'll see how he performs. I think he's more popular. His popularity's in the 30s. So it's going to be more of a Titan, more of not Titan match, but more of a bigger match. Sayori Anu actually holds our Women's Alliance title as well. So, yeah. So, Jonathan Gresham versus Ace Austin Into the Fire. Let's have a look at the card again. 181 in attendance, 26,741 viewers. Some good wrestling, but we need to make sure we start getting rid of the people who are dragging down the card. I think Daisy Kills is going to get released. The Slime Balls are definitely going to go. It's their last appearance. Brian Idol, I think that's his last appearance as well. Kerry Morton, him and Silas Mason, they were on like the Rising Stars list or whatever it's called. So I'm going to try to put them in a tag team and see how they do. But if that doesn't really work, they're going to be gone as well. Xeon wasn't great. But we might team him up with Adam Priest again and see what happens. But he's on thin ice as well, and he's 44. So I mean, he's not really going to just be going up in terms of like his attributes or how he performs or anything like that. So there's definitely things you have to look at. James Storm and Brian Kendrick were just a one night only deal, just to add some credibility to the match and a win. But 32 is really poor for a ladder match, including those guys. Fantastico really dragged down the match with a 19. There's no way someone with a 19 can be carrying the Alliance World title. And Brian Idol with a 30, definitely not. EC3 again, 38 rated segment. Everything he's been involved in has been so poor. So he's someone I think needs to go as well. So we are en route to Into the Fire. This has been episode 4. Episode 5 will be coming shortly. But we've definitely got things that we need to look at, we need to rejig, and we need to sort out. There's definitely more stars that we could bring in and more talent that we could bring in and utilize to up the level of our show and the attendance, etc., because we need to get to that 35 rating in the Southeast. And obviously, there's people who were managers of people who we need to stopped them being their manager because it wasn't really working out. But yeah, I think so far we've had two good shows, two solid shows, and I'm excited for Into the Fire. So thanks for watching, and tune in next time. Rebuilding the NWA. Bye.
Sheesh, Mari, how you did this.